Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today, I want to talk about the transformation I had over the past month and how it changed the way I interact with other people, how I interact with myself, and how I approach new things and new people in my life. It took me a month for these changes, and I can't say that it will take you only 5 minutes. Apparently, brains don't work that way. But what I can say is that I will give you all of the theoretical aspects as well as all of the sources that helped me. So, I will just tell you how I used those theoretical aspects into the real life. And if you're anything like me, those facts will blow your mind away and they will be so relatable that you will never forget them for the rest of your life. So, if that sounds interesting, let's dive into the specifics. Most of the things I will talk about in this video will be from a video series on Introduction to Psychology from MIT. Link to it will be down in the description. But for now, let's talk about the paradox of choice. A few people were randomly sent into a room to buy jams. In one room, there were 6 jams and in another 24. There was a 30% purchase rate from 6 jams and only 3% from 24. We all left choices but get confused when given so. One way to solve this problem? Well, don't have too many options. Whenever I am faced with too many options, what I do is I lay all of them in front of me and then remove the ones which are not suitable. In that way, at the end of it, I'm just left with a few handful ones, and now it becomes incredibly easy to choose from. At the end of it, the path to choose the right journey is by eliminating the wrong ones.
When you do this, you get happy. And do you know there are actually 2 kinds of happiness? The first one is what you feel when you do things like scrolling through YouTube shorts and when you find this video.
Hi, I need a loan.
Sure, sir, but we'll need collateral.
You can take my Lambo. I only need to borrow $100.
But your Lambo's worth over 200k.
So that should cover it then?
Well, of course. Okay, you owe us the loan plus the interest, which comes to $104.
Got it right here.
If you have a Lambo, why do you need $100 so badly?
I didn't need $100. I just went on vacation for a month and paid $4 for parking.
This is exactly what companies like YouTube and Meta leverage to get you addicted to use their platforms. Really? After 2 years, you won't be saying, oh boy, that Instagram reel really made my entire life. Would you? And on the other hand, we have what I like to call as the hindsight happiness. Scientifically, it's called as choice supportive bias, but I'll still call it hindsight happiness because of its descriptive nature. Well, think about the last year of your high school. What a great time it was. Lovely friends, and the girl you had the crush on was just the best. Not even for a second did you think about that asshole you got into a fight with or that teacher who gave you twice the homework than everybody else, right? This is hindsight happiness in play. In the long run, we perceive past memories as being lovely and more fulfilling than they actually were in the moment. This is why exactly nostalgia exists. So, when you're thinking about your life and what's actually making you happy, think, is it moment-to-moment happiness or is it actually hindsight happiness in play at that time? Think about this very same thing when you're talking with someone else. Are they just completely exaggerating their feelings on this Antarctica trip they took because of hindsight happiness? Or are they just giving you the true facts, which in most cases they won't be, they'll just be exaggerating because of this entire hindsight happiness thing, okay? But what happens many times as humans is that we don't understand others as well. Now, listen to me for a while. Even if you think that you do understand others, have a look at this example. When somebody else is late, you think they just do not care about this thing as much as you do. But when you are late, it was because of this crappy traffic you got stuck in, right? Now, just try to think about all of those times when you interpreted others' actions as a correlation to their behavior, to their characters, and your own actions as merely a reaction to your environment. This is what I like to call as the character situation dilemma. This is what I wrote about it. We as humans are biased to interpret one's action based on their character, while we are biased to interpret our own actions as a reaction to a situation. When someone else is late, you think they don't care, but when you are late, it was because you were busy. I hope you'll be vigilant about this the next time you think and you try to interpret others' actions or maybe your own. That's a control you have in your life. But you should learn to be more responsible. It's not just about living the life more responsibly, it's also living a longer life. This is an experiment that actually happened. People in a nursing home, when given choices to decide for themselves, literally had 50% less fatality than the control group. Give people freedom to choose, let them be the master of their own will, they literally live longer. Be in charge of your own decisions. Don't throw it onto anybody else, not even your parents. If you want the shiny new PlayStation, well, just do something like freelance or sell, do whatever you want and buy that PlayStation yourself. The feeling of owning a thing that you bought yourself is much more fulfilling than getting it as a gift from someone else. On a side note, learn to manage your finances. Don't overspend, don't even underspend. Learn to spend on the things that makes you happy, not on the things that you think others will think makes you happy. But when you're actually in the process of getting that PlayStation yourself, think if rewards help. This is what I first learned in the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, and later on it was reinforced by this psychology lecture that I took. Rewards can sometimes harm the pleasure of the process. Let me tell you about an experiment. A group of kids were assembled and they really loved drawing and scribbling on paper. Now, whenever they drew something, we gave them a gold star which they just absolutely loved. What a great thing it was, right? Rewarding people for the good that they do, right? Later on in the experiment, we found out that when you'll give them these gold star, they will draw like before, but when you won't give them these gold star, they will stop drawing altogether. So the next time when you're looking forward to getting a reward, I seriously hope that you will not lose the joy of the journey in the anticipation of the reward. One evolutionary fact is that as a species, humans are not meant to be happy. They are meant to survive. And if you can save yourself from dying by being negative and thinking there is a danger, your brain will do it. It's just that we have shaped our societies too fast for evolution to catch up. So, try to consider when it's your monolithic brain taking the decisions and when you have actually considered the real life we'll live. And lastly, I want to talk about the IKEA effect. We love the things we put our efforts into. That's why companies like IKEA don't assemble the furniture themselves. Rather, they make customers do it. That's how they love the brands more. So, take the time to solve the problems yourself. Get involved with the problem, and later on you will be completely emotionally attached with that problem as well as the solution to it. Do it enough number of times and soon enough you will start loving all of the problems you have. If you did enjoy this and if you want to learn psychology, the link is in the description. It has 24 videos, about 1 hour each. I watched one video per day for 24 days and it really impacted me. And if you do have an appetite for psychology, the videos gives you a lot more than what we have covered in the video. It talks a lot about the times when the brain goes wrong, sometimes when it recovers fairly soon, some sort of an illusion, or when the brain goes some fundamental, practical hardware damage. Something that happened in the case of HM, a person whose a part of the hippocampus was removed so that we can cure him of his epilepsy, and in the process he lost the ability to form any new memories. And you will also learn about many other things like why do kids react so strongly to peekaboo, and how do you even know that there are other people in this world who exist completely separate in mind as yours and they don't really know everything that you do. And in fact, kids till the age of 5 don't learn this fact that there are other kids like them who don't already know everything that they do. With that, to show your love towards this video, just hit the subscribe button, and if this video added any value to your life, just hit that like button. Until then, see ya.